Oh, What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Joining me today is my co-host, Kelsey. That's right, you got the dynamic duo again, 2 weeks in a row. Whoop whoop. Good for you guys. Yeah. Get excited. Fuck.
You like us, you know it.
Exactly.
Why you're here.
I'm excited because I am going to see Sonic this weekend. Super fucking pumped. At this point, if you're watching this podcast, in 2 days, tomorrow, you will be getting the Sonic DFU, where you can learn all about Sonic and his wonderful friends and the 10-minute detour that Kelsey decided to take us on talking about Cheos.
Hey, you brought up a cute small thing. Like, did you really think I was just gonna be like, all right, let's move on? Like,
I did not think that we were going to spend about 10 minutes of our 40-minute DFU talking about Cheos. No, I did not, because they're like such a small part of the universe. Like, I'm pretty sure there's not another game that has literally went that deep into Cheos. I think that's the only one, and it was on the GameCube. I remember that much.
You can make something nice or evil, and it's cute, and you can interact with it, and it can hug animals. Like, why would I not jump on that? Like, who do you think you record with every week?
I still love. God damn it! I wish I had my old school memory card. I might actually have to see if my mom still has all of our old gamer shit. Obviously she watched the podcast, so she'll just fucking text me whenever she fucking watches the shit. But okay, there's Mom. If you have my old school gamer card, send that to me. My old memory card. I need you to send that to me, because that would have my Cheo on it, and he was purple, and he was balding, and I loved him. He looked old. And
the rest of us want to see him. So if you have it, please take the time to find it.
I will definitely take pictures. I tried to find it online, and no one had a picture of a Cheo that merged with the Vulture, but it was fucking great. And for those of you who probably don't plan on watching the DFU because you're not necessarily a big Sonic fan, just so you understand what I'm talking about, you could fuse Cheos with little animals. They would hug them, and then they would get their properties. By properties, I mean some of their appearance. And if you did it with a Vulture, it was the best, because I had this little purple chocobo, Jesus Christ, Chow, my bad.
What universe are you in?
I know, right? Can't ever get me out of that one. But anyways, so little Cheo and had a Vulture, and it gave it feathers. And the way that it gave it feathers was that it was one feather separated by basically another feather link, and it went in a circle all the way around his head and made it look like one of those old balding where they're bald on top, them old men that bald on top and barely have hair around the sides. It's what he looked like, and it was fucking hilarious.
Love it.
And I loved him. I loved him with all my heart. I had 20-something Cheos, and then my brother had all his Cheos down in the hell world, and then we had all the Cheos we didn't care about in the neutral world. Tons of Cheos that had all different kinds of colors and animals, and some of them looked really, really cool, but that was my guy. That was my guy. I loved him. He's the best.
You know, it just dawned on me. I didn't ask this, so we're going to spend more time talking about this because it's adorable. What made you certain ones, what made you attach to certain ones and not others?
Well, that was my first one. So that's where the attachment came into. It was my first Cheo ever. And
got it.
I remember the reason why I did a Vulture was because I didn't know that's what they did, and it's just what happened beyond me at the time. And so he did that, and I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, look at him. He looks like fucking little Benjamin Button Cheo right here. You like that? Yeah, he's like the
sounds like a tiny little monk,
and
he sounds adorable.
He was the best. I loved him with all of my hearts. I loved him. He was great. That game was really good, though. Actually, and this is funny because people won't really understand the time thing here. So we recorded the DFU before we recorded this. Obviously, I've pointed that out. And in the DFU, we talk about a Sonic movie, which I said may or may not still be on YouTube. Hashtag it is. Watched it last night. So good. So good. So happy I did. It's 55-minute watch. Totally fucking worth it. I might send you the link, Kelsey, because you need to watch it. It's so good. But I was looking over the reviews on Amazon for it, and pretty much almost everybody was like, oh my god, I'm so glad I watched this again as an adult, because it's just so much better than what I thought it was, or what I remembered it as. And they were talking one of the biggest things is the music. The music in it is really fucking good, actually. And the only complaint that I got is that Tails sounds like a sick kid. The voice actor that does it sounds like a kid with like a stopped up nose.
Oh.
It gets better, but whenever you first hear him, you're like, wow, this might get annoying. It gets better, like pretty quickly. It gets better. But whenever I was first hearing him, I was like, man, did that comment hit this hard as fuck on top of the head? Holy shit. But it gets better, I promise. It definitely does. But yeah, no, it was nice to fucking go back and watch it and just, I mean, if you're a person that likes, and Kelsey is somewhat like this, so let me go ahead and put this out there for her too. If you're a person that likes to go back and watch shit and just be like, you know what, none of that makes any sense. Don't watch it.
Yes.
Don't watch it. It's not for you. It's a cartoon, for Christ's sakes. It's not supposed to make sense. It's just not. It's physically not supposed to make sense. So don't go watch it if you're just gonna pick it apart, because it's not supposed to make sense. It's just a cartoon. But if you want to watch something that's really old and actually doesn't look terrible at all, it looks like a cartoon that doesn't have that bad of graphics. And we're not talking about Final Fantasy VII here. Let's put it that way. But I mean, it just, like I said, it's a good watch. And it's a free watch. Like I said, it's on YouTube, so you can just type in Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, you used to be able to just type in Sonic the Hedgehog movie and it would come up, but that obviously is not the same thing anymore these days. So now you gotta type in Sonic the Hedgehog animated movie, and then it will come out. Like, so it's about 55 minutes, roughly about 55 minutes, and it was it's a fun watch. Glad I watched it again.
So I take slight issue with your statement, but only because I recently I go to the gym a lot and I have to find all kinds of stuff to watch while I'm at the gym. And one of the things that they recently threw on Netflix and I found was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Did you ever watch that growing up?
I want to say yes.
I remember watching it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. And it'll be a wonderful thing. I'll jog. I'll feel the nostalgia. It'll be wonderful. That movie has whole patches of it that make no fucking sense, that as a kid, I just wasn't paying attention to it. I'm like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? What is going on? Nobody explained this. Everybody's just gasping, but I don't know why. Like, right. It was super fun and I loved it and I was so glad to go back and rewatch it. It's definitely one of those that I don't need to do that again though.
Well, it's like, for instance, and forgive me if someone's gonna get mad at me for spoiling a movie that came out in 1997, but in case you're worried about it, fucking spoiler alert, I guess. But in this movie, it's kind of your first chance to ever see Metal Sonic, and Dr. Robotnik has tricked Sonic to go down to Robotropolis to shut off a generator that's going to blow up the entire fucking planet, is what Sonic thinks is going to happen. When Sonic shuts off the switch, it freezes him, and he can't move for a short amount of time, and what it's doing is it's copying Sonic's DNA, and somehow his mind, and merging that into Metal Sonic.
Ooh, that's cool.
Now, Metal Sonic has Sonic's memories, but somehow this is translated to where not only can Metal Sonic predict everything Sonic is going to do, but Sonic can predict everything that Metal Sonic is going to do.
Why would it work in two directions?
Right? Now, here's the even better part. There's this one part of the movie where Metal Sonic is out just wreaking havoc, and Sonic gets the shit knocked out of him. He ends up winding up at the president's, at the White House, and he's like listening to the president talk to Tails and Knuckles about, hey, Metal Sonic, if he goes towards the polar caps and starts ripping through all that lava that comes through, it will break the backbone of this planet, and the land of the sky will just fly off into space and no longer exist, which is where they all live.
Okay, I'm sure like, this makes sense in context.
Right? They're all like, but you can't tell this to Sonic, because if he hears it, then Metal Sonic will know and he'll immediately go there. And Sonic's standing in the back of the room. No one knows he's there. It's all like, tell me what? Too late. I've already heard it. And then all of a sudden he goes to the Robotnik and he's like, Metal Sonic is heading north. Quick, we must go with him. And it's just like, there's no way this works. It just physically doesn't make sense. But, you know, like I said, it's not worth picking apart. It was a fun little movie.
That's one of those things that, like, small children would not react to, but adults would be like, the fuck am I watching?
Well, and then the last part to me that really didn't make sense, that was pretty funny, was like, so he busts this whole left side where all this lava comes out. It's this huge, like, ocean of lava that's just rushing towards where they need this, like, ice bridge to stay intact. Knuckles literally digs, like, 10 holes in the ground. These holes are the size of Knuckles. So not that big.
So he does a little echidna scrunch and like.
Yeah, yeah, and he does it
Cute.
in front of the lava as it's coming up, and somehow those 10 holes are enough to make the lava go in through those holes and out down towards the ground away from the bridge. I'm like, no, just no. That's not how that would work. Like, yes, the lava would go down there, but this lava is gigantic, and it is moving fast. There's a lot of it. Like that, it's not happening. That bridge would have been gone in fucking seconds, just fucking seconds. Oh my gosh.
So I have like 3 follow-up stories. Thing 1, I was obsessed with volcanoes and lava and super volcanoes when I was young.
I remember the depressing podcast we had where you were telling all of us that we were going to die. So I remember.
I mean, I was telling all of us that scientifically we're overdue for our death, but we're not dead yet. So that's what I was saying. Just, to put my own words in my own mouth here. But one really cool thing is on my honeymoon, my husband and I went to Hawaii and we had an amazing time.
Yep.
And like lava itself, like hardened lava that is turned into, like, people talk about like, oh yeah, it looks like a blacktop kind of thing. That's what it is. Not at all what it looks like. It's a super cool experience, but we went at one point, we biked down to where lava was erupting out of the volcano and was through lava tubes making it to the ocean. And so if you bike down there, you can watch it, and then the sun will go down and you can see the lava pouring in at night, and it's really cool. But as we're walking along, Scott's like, hey, be careful. If things feel really warm, be aware of that. Or if you hear cracking noises, because you don't know where the lava tubes are and they're right underneath your feet, and you could be standing this far away from lava and you're not going to know until your shoes start melting. And I'm like, this is no longer as cool as I thought it was. And at least once I was in a huge, like, you think blacktop because you're like, oh yeah, lava goes, lava cools, lava is now flat. No, this lava, like, it gets compressed and it gets moved by the lava underneath it. And so there are huge dunes and like caverns in this thing. And so you have to, like, you legitimately are hiking over like dunes big enough that my house could fit in. My multi-story house could fit inside this thing. And I'm like, this is awesome. And there was one point when we were at the bottom of it, and all of a sudden I'm like, Scott, it's noticeably a lot hotter down here. And Scott came down and he joined me and he's like, yeah, we're probably really close to a lava tube, because I can feel it. Like when you put your hands on the ground, you could feel that it was a lot warmer. And I'm like, this is both very neat and terrifying. And then my freaking husband, my amazing genius, I love this man more than anything, husband, stomps on the ground and it sounds hollow. And he's like, yep, we're probably on a lava tube. And I'm like, please excuse me. I just shit my pants when you did that. Dear God, why would you stomp on it? Freaking husband. But it was really cool. You could have
saved all that money if you just went and played Minecraft and watched lava go into the water and turn to stone. Or wait, no.
It's a lot cooler in person. Plus, we were in first class on the way out there. Somebody else bought our tickets. We aren't wealthy enough for that. Somebody else bought our tickets and they got us in first class, and they gave me Mai Tais the entire flight out. Man. It was fabulous.
First class on the way out, Mai Tais 2020 got Kelsey acting real different.
Oh my God, it was fantastic.
But that's
cannot recommend that enough, guys.
The first class in the Mai Tais. That's.
I mean, that's where it's at.
That's what sold the trip. There you go. That's what sold the trip.
Definitely not, spending time with the man that I love. Just the Mai Tais.
Yeah, fuck Scott. So, all right, cool question.
Yeah.
You got given the money right now, with just fucking all expenses paid, and you got to redo your honeymoon. Where would you go?
Can't go to the same place.
Can't go to the same place. Can't go to Hawaii.
Okay.
You got to redo. You're getting a redo. I mean, let's put it this way. Redo, you get to go anywhere you want to, first class, everything. Would you choose Hawaii again?
Quite possibly. We spent 2 weeks on the main island of Hawaii. We never did the same thing twice, and it was sensational. It was fabulous, and we got some of the best weather.
Somewhere new, though?
Okay, so
all expenses paid, Kelsey.
Okay, I thought you were saying, like, would you do it again? And the answer is yes, I would do it again. However,
I am, but would you not want to go somewhere else, though?
Oh, no. If it's that depends on what you're really asking.
I'm literally okay. I'm literally walking up to you right now. I'm handing you an envelope full with money and saying, this literally will pay for your entire vacation. There is no digit in there but zeros, right?
New Zealand.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. First
We would go to
class,
New Zealand.
whatever you want, fucking Mai Tais, mimosas, I don't give a fuck. All day, the entire way. And that's what I'm saying. You literally get to redo your honeymoon. Your first one still exists. You just get
if
to
my
go
first one
on
still
another
exists,
one.
nah, we're going to
Okay.
New Zealand. That's what we would
Okay.
do without question. Or maybe the Galapagos, one of those two.
Okay. Fair enough.
We would not go back to Hawaii under those circumstances.
Why New Zealand?
So, neat thing. So we would do New Zealand and Australia. There's a way you can do like the bottom and interesting parts of Australia, which is currently on fire. So maybe not that, but definitely New Zealand. New Zealand has a certified dark space. It's one of the darkest places in the entire world. And actually, right now, as we're recording this, so right around Valentine's Day, is peak season at that dark space for southern lights, which are identical to northern lights, except around the South Pole. And that certified dark space, you can go and you can witness them. So there's that, which how many people do you hear talk about the Southern Lights and the beauty of the Southern Lights and the uniqueness of the Southern Lights? Nobody. That's right. Nobody. And I want to be one of those people that changes that. Also, they've got bats almost the size of me, which is awesome. And I want to go hug one of those bats because they only eat fruit. So they'll actually like let you cuddle them. I'm so interested in that. There's
Kelsey's
so
about to come up with
much...
a new fucking strain of coronavirus.
There's that. Yeah.
This
is why you don't hug the bat. And there's all kinds of hiking. I am an outdoorsy person. There's hiking and there's snorkeling and there's scuba diving. And I haven't been scuba diving certified or anything like that. But snorkeling out the wazoo and hiking when I'm not snorkeling, tropical food. They've got good beer and they're chill people. I am all over that shit. That is me. That's where I want to go.
Fair enough.
Your turn? What would you do?
That's a good one. That is a good one. Because one of my tops, it's like three. All right, so one of my tops would probably be the top one, which would not be happening this year because fucking all the bullshit going on. Well, I mean it's China, not really fucking Japan. I'm gonna go Japan. Bad, like really bad.
Me too.
And I want to definitely walk through more, kind of feudal-ish eras and shit like that too.
Yeah.
Really fucking, that would be fucking dope. But I also wouldn't mind doing something like Scotland or Ireland or something like that. Going over there and drinking with them, getting the good shit in. Something like that would be really, really fun to me. Probably Ireland, honestly, if I had to choose. And then the last one would be, and this is more of like, back when I was a kid, I used to want this all the time. Now, not really, but I used to always say that I was gonna when I got old enough to like get enough money and move, I was going to move to Easter Island. I really want to go to Easter Island, like really bad, really bad.
Now, you're aware that Easter Island is covered with more suggestive sculptures than the head sculptures, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm okay with. That's fine.
A lot of people don't know that, and then they go and they're like, there are penises everywhere. I cannot get away from the penises.
Yeah, that's fine. My thing is that it rains for like 82% of their year, which is fine, because then I can just walk around in a fucking swimsuit all day. Like fuck it, Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
It's great.
That was actually one of the coolest moments of Scott and I's honeymoon. There's on the big island of Hawaii, there's a wet side and a dry side. And we had our hotel on the dry side, but we made day trips over to the wet side. And you have to recognize, like, there's maybe 2 weeks of like actual just individual days a year where there isn't any rain. So it's extremely rare. And we got one of those days when we were there, and we went to the botanic gardens that were on the wet side of the island. And so it was beautiful, sun in the sky, crazy gorgeous, and we are surrounded by flora and fauna from all over the world, and it was beautiful like I've never experienced beauty before. It was fantastic.
Yeah, there you go. That's not bad.
Yeah, I cannot recommend that enough.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind going to Hawaii, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I would necessarily do it for my honeymoon. I don't know. I want to do something big whenever it gets to that point. Like I don't know.
2 weeks in Hawaii isn't big enough for you.
It's not necessarily like not big, but it's like Hawaii is still part of the States.
Correct.
Like I want to go to a completely different country. You know what I mean? Which I know Hawaii probably feels like it's a completely different country. Maybe no.
The people there deal with a lot of ignorance about Hawaii being a state, and so like they at one point somebody asked me, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm from the States." And they're like, "Yes, Hawaii is one of the states." And I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking know that. Like, I'm very well goddamn aware." And Scott's like, "No, they deal with this all the time where people don't realize Hawaii is actually a state." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Says more about the other people coming here than this person is trying to say about me." And so
Kelsey's
there's a
just all
lot of
like,
them
this dumb
consistently
bitch.
reminding you that, well, I thought that's what she was saying about me, and I was like, "Ick, fucking excuse me. I am very well aware." But apparently they deal with enough people. So there's a pretty consistent reminder that you're in the United States, and it just it feels great. It feels really cool.
Fair
It
enough.
was great to go there.
Fair enough. I want to go on a cruise to the Bahamas. I think that's actually going to happen probably within maybe not this year, but next year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I am planning a cruise for my husband's birthday. I don't do anything like
Do the
I don't do
Bahamas.
anything small.
Joey was
Like,
telling me that they have this cruise, and he's been in on it 3 times now, where he's paid
Jesus.
100 or maybe 2 times, $150 to get the
Oh
sweet
God.
room on a cruise. You go down to fucking Bahamas for the weekend. You can choose to stay on the fucking ship if you want to, or you can get you a hotel on the fucking beach. Obviously, your time is yours. Fucking buffets the entire time you're on the cruise. $150 per person. That's fucking a steal of a deal right there. That's fucking nutty. So
That
he's been a
is.
couple times, and so then he's all like, "Yo," because this is back when I was on Dark Star. It's like, "Oh man, we need to get a fucking Dark Star group together, do a Dark Star cruise." It's like, I have to do a Dead Funny cruise at some point. Oh, let's just
Yeah,
fucking
say
party down in the
Dead
Bahamas.
Funny Cruise,
Let's go.
$150, not a problem.
Yeah, you can bring your significant others. We'll go chill. Woo.
Hopefully all of our significant others get along. If they don't, well, whatever.
Well, the even better
We
part
get
is
along.
it's like bringing plus one, but Mandy and Cody are both on the channel, so it's like.
No, I want them to bring the people that they're sleeping with outside. No, I'm
There
kidding.
we go.
They're no. They don't have time for that. They have a child.
Cody will bring some kind of fucking trash heap that he's found in the dumpster of an electronic source.
Oh God.
And Mandy, I don't know. Mandy will. I don't know.
I'm gonna make sure Cody knows that you believe that he uses a lower than averagely acceptable fleshlight. I want him to know that you think that of him.
I don't think that there's a single electronic or usable item that if Cody could find it in the trash and be able to make it work, that he wouldn't take home.
That he would not take home.
He would not take home. This dude has done this with a computer. This dude has done this with a monitor. This dude has done this with a printer, right? Isn't there a new printer one that he fucking dug out of the trash?
Yes. Yeah.
This dude's like a goddamn raccoon. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't.
No,
get
I
it.
think that might offend him. He does not like raccoons very much.
I've never once driven by trash and saw something like,
I think I want
I
that.
think I want that. No, I'm one of those people. I like to buy all my shit new. So that to me, I don't get it. I mean, hey, good for him. If he can get it to work, awesome. Fucking, I mean, I get it. One man's trash is another man's treasure. But
He also has very low standards for what he will deal. Like he'll add a lot of annoyance onto whatever he has to deal with. So if it's a microwave that you have to stand there and hold the door closed because otherwise it will just irradiate it'll just microwave everything, he'll do that. Like he will
Fuck
add that extra
that
level of
nonsense.
annoyance. I won't, and most people won't.
fuck
So
that nonsense.
other people's trash is like, Cody's like, yeah, I can work with this. It's just a little annoying. You just got to finick with it. My favorite part, though, is Mandy isn't necessarily I'm willing to be annoyed by something every day, every time I use it. So he's like, no, just make it work. And Mandy's like, Cody, get me a fucking new one.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
It's
That's
cute.
funny.
I love that. I love them. They are my favorites.
Oh, that's pretty great. Yeah, no, I can't do that shit. Everything I own is new. Everything. I don't. I might as well just fucking go for the new shit and then not have to worry about it constantly breaking down and me fixing it and then paying money in to fix it. Nope, I go new.
Yeah, I
No.
heard the phrase buy once, cry once when I was in college, and I was like, I don't know if I agree with this. And as I've become an adult, I've gone, oh, I get this. This makes a lot of sense.
There you go.
Now, for something to feel like yours, do you have to unwrap it?
I need more context than that. What are we talking about? Like a gift?
So,
Or...
yeah. So I've discovered
So like
from my
if
husband,
you gave
he
me
had
an
to.
Xbox and it wasn't wrapped.
Yeah, if you came home If you came home
Okay.
and I had given you an Xbox in this very bizarre reality,
We've already talked that we would make a horrible fucking married couple, but let's explore this a
let's
little
pretend.
bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's explore this a
let's
little bit more.
explore this a little bit.
The inside of Kelsey and Chris's marriage of hell. All right, hit me.
Well, now I feel like I need to defend us, or at least we could be
There's
great
no
if you just
defending
put in
us.
some effort.
There's no defending us. Go watch fucking last week's episode of Astroneer. There's no fucking defending that. That's all on fucking video now. That is all on video now. We would get married. It'd be like some fucking Solomon Grundy bullshit where we get married on a Monday, divorced on a Tuesday. Fucking, I don't know. I'd have to think of the rest of them. But one of us would be dead on a fucking Saturday. There we go. One of us. Maybe both. Who knows? Anyways, so I
So
come
in this
home.
mythical thing
My
we are
my
together,
loving
you come
wife
home.
that I hate.
Yes, that you. Wow, this is getting personal, man.
Oh shit, this is great.
So you come home and I've bought you a PS4
You
so you
bitch.
can play your Final Fantasy VII when it finally comes out in a couple
Woo.
weeks. And aren't you happy it's here so you can play with it now? And it's already unwrapped, it's plugged in, everything is ready to go so you can just walk in, grab the controller and get started. Would that ruin it for you as opposed to if here's the box, you open it up and set it up yourself? Which is a better experience for you?
I don't think I have a preference, honestly. I will say this. Out of all the relationships that I've been in, I would just be really fucking surprised that it was plugged in correctly and ready to go. I would not believe that part. I'd be like, well, let me fucking see about this shit. Like, that part I wouldn't believe. Out of all the relationships I've been in, I've never been with a female who has known how to plug in an Xbox or a PlayStation, a computer. I mean, to be fair, a computer's got a lot more fucking wires. But still, and is just able to just go. Like,
I'd like to point out I can fucking do that, but
that's fine. That's fine. But I would be very, I would be like, all right, pull out your phone, go to Google. Let's see that search history right quick, like how to plug in a PlayStation.
I love how defensive I'm getting in this mythical scenario.
Right, the one that doesn't exist.
We are not together. And I'm still like, he hates me? And what is... Wait, I'm sure he's done something.
Oh, but yeah, no, it wouldn't really change my yeah, I wouldn't care, honestly.
Interesting.
You buying me the PlayStation just shows the amount of love that you had for me to buy me that, so that's really it. You taking the time to wrap it, I'm not gonna give a shit, because then it's like I unwrap it, now I'm like in that awkward phase of, okay, do I clean it up because I unwrapped it, or is it like she bought it for me so she cleans it up type deal, and then we're both awkwardly looking at wrapping paper just on the floor and neither one of us are moving, and then that might be what causes our divorce. Who knows? Be like, so you're not gonna pick that up? Well, no, I'm not gonna pick that up, it's my birthday. Yeah, but I fucking did all this for you, and so you're not gonna fucking... That could be it right there. Bam, we might have found the cause. Fucking wrapping paper, man. Fucking wrapping paper.
I'm buying you a PS4 and we're gonna divorce over wrapping paper? Jesus.
I mean,
if that's, if you're willing to let our love go, Chris.
For wrapping paper.
For fucking wrapping paper. I can find better than you.
See, I told you. It's already started. Oh, man. That's great. Yeah, no. Like I said, that just wouldn't change it for me. Like I said, I'd be more surprised that it was set up correctly. But, yeah, no, that wouldn't change it for me at all. That would be, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, because I could literally sit down and just play Final Fantasy versus having to set it all up and then put Final Fantasy in and then play it. I could literally just sit down and be like, all right, cool, go.
Mm-hmm. My husband's more on the side of like unwrapping it gives him a sense of ownership. And so there's been more than once when I got him a gift and I wanted to give it to him unwrapped, set up. So it's just like basically like plug and play with this thing that I just got you. And that actually makes the gift less meaningful to him.
You know
and
what?
So I'm like, here's a thing in a box you have to assemble. And he's like, thanks. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm like, fine, take it then. And he's like, all right, cool. Thanks.
I think it actually might come down to depending on what the gift is, though. Because if it was, you gave me the PlayStation and you did that, fine. That really wouldn't bother me. I don't really give a shit. But if it was my Final Fantasy VII Soldier First Class Edition, I kind of feel like I would want to open that. Versus me coming home, you having the statue out on the table, the fucking art book open so I could sit down and just look at it, start going through it, fucking the goddamn soundtrack already in the fucking PlayStation thing, so that way it's playing the soundtrack, or like the game's already loaded up and waiting for me to hit start to play or some shit. I think that would probably be like, all right.
You went too far.
Yeah. Because the unboxing aspect of that, I think I would enjoy because of what it is, and there's so much to pull out of it. It's where the PlayStation is just like, I could really give a shit.
So the nostalgia stuff you wouldn't want to get rid of.
Correct. Okay. But I will say this. If you did open it up, it wouldn't make me think that, it wouldn't make me feel like it's not mine. It would still be mine. Because that's where the anger would come from. That was my Final Fantasy VII. My moment, and you fucking ruined it. Not that you took it, you ruined it. Because it's still mine. At the end of the day, it's still my game. But you ruined it. Fuck you, Kelsey. God damn it, how fucking dare you?
God, I tried so hard. I bought you a PS4. Like, I thought I understood what you wanted, and I think we just want different things at the end of the day.
That's fine.
It's the most mature way we can talk about this.
There we go. I'm okay with that. But
I think we need a divorce in every episode.
So just in it now. Oh man, that's good. If you would like for me and Kelsey to not get a divorce, comment put it in the comment below. Let us know.
Oh, it's gonna be great, as my husband can hear when we do recordings, and he's never, to this point, he's never really made a comment on anything. But I'm fully expecting to walk downstairs and hear him be like, "Man, you're having the same issues with Chris in your relationship that you are in ours." Like, don't unbox my shit.
That's funny. Don't worry, Scott. I got your back somewhat. I don't.
I don't think you'd listen to one of us.
I don't fully agree with you, but I'm somewhat there. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that. That's an interesting way to look at that. As far as like, if it's a present for me and you opened it, it kind of takes the meaning of it being my present away. I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, I hadn't either until he explained it, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense, and I can get behind it. Right. I just had to I had to know about it first. My dad once got a really expensive present, and it like came on a stand and all that kind of good stuff. And I was home first, so I was opening the packages and stuff like that. And when I saw what it was and I knew what it was, I got the whole thing set up so he could just open the door and there it was, ready to go. Right. And like he got the full like whoa effect of like, I kind of like even set up the lighting in the room to kind of like highlight this present, so that way he could just open up the door and there it was, ready to go. And it's like, to me, I was trying to put so much effort into making this moment for him to just like enjoy his stuff without having to deal with all the wrapping paper and all that jazz. But maybe I took something from him in that moment. I don't know. I should check with him about that actually and see what he thought about that.
See, I can see your side of it too, because I'm pretty sure I've done that, where it's like, okay, cool, everything came. Today's the day. I'm gonna get all this shit set up and then surprise the person. I'm pretty sure I've done that on multiple occasions, whether it's family members or fucking, significant others, whatever. So I'm pretty sure that's happened before. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the argument for both sides. It's not like I can't.
So maybe you're right. Maybe it just depends on what it is.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably the fair statement, because, like I said, I mean, if I'm literally coming home and you're fucking unwrapping a PlayStation 4, I'm not going to give two shits. But if it was Final Fantasy, I'd be like, eh. But, like, then again, on the other hand, it's like, I love the fact that I set up my computer for the first time. If I came home and you would set up my computer, I'd be like, look, okay, why? That's why.
Even if you could now immediately jump in, you didn't have to take any time. I just got you 2 hours of gaming you weren't planning on having because you were spending all that time setting up your computer. And now you've got that time that you can play on this computer, make sure everything's done right, make sure everything's the way you want it. You can get right to the fun part without having to go through all the frustration of like cord management and stuff like that.
I want to first start by saying, anybody that takes 2 hours to set up a computer, you need someone else to set up your computer for you.
I was thinking of the fact, like, Scott and I built my computer, and so I was thinking of that original build process, not necessarily.
Okay, got you. I don't know, because it's one of those things where it's like, for me, if we're talking, let's say we're talking original build, right? Mm-hmm. For me, it would be one of those situations where it's like, I would want to be part of that process because I would like to see it all come together. because it is
And
mine.
it's yours.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
it's a very personal
Not
thing.
to mention something like building an entire computer from ground up. Like, you just get that sense of, like, I did this. Like, every
Yeah.
time you turn it on, you're like, I'm so proud of what I did. Like, I can't say that. Someone else built my computer. I can't say that. I bought my shit built. I put my shit together online. I made my virtual layout and everything. I did that all by myself. Every single piece in this fucking computer I picked. I just didn't put it together. So even now when I turn it on, I'm like, oh, I fucking love this thing. It's so beautiful. And I made it, but I didn't.
I love mine. Getting like Scott taking the time to teach. Like Scott could have built my computer for me, and then I could have just had that moment where I come upstairs, I turn it on, and it's done. But getting the opportunity to open up all of those parts, have him explain things to me, have him walk me through what everything is and how it works and why it, like where it needs to go, and then we like he literally did as much as he could to just like stand back and like let me physically build this thing, and him just make sure that I didn't screw anything up, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel a lot of pride because he gave me that opportunity. And I realized he was over my shoulder making sure I didn't fuck it up. I shouldn't feel that much pride, but I still built it and it's still gorgeous. And I still had a hand in picking out all the stuff. And that's like, yeah, I guess
seriously, that's still
taking that opportunity
ownership
away from me would have been really sad. So I'm glad he did it that way.
There you go. See, different strokes for different folks, people. There you go.
Indeed.
There you go. It just depends.
You had to make it sexual.
I mean, I didn't, but I mean, you know, hey, some people like missionary, some people like doggy. It's up to you, you know. It's up to you. It's all good. 69. It's great. It's all fun times over here. Dead funny.
Just consent. Everybody consents, and we're all good.
That's funny. Yeah, I know.
I didn't expect that to be the thing you laughed at.
But yeah, I mean, I felt like at some point upgrading my parts, I probably might want to do that myself. I don't know. Well, probably not, because I don't know what would void my warranty or not, because I've got a lifetime warranty on my computer. So
oh, that's right. Yeah, you decided to do that to make sure everything was good.
Yeah, that was the biggest factor with me going through them. Which, I mean, I've had the computer. I got the computer for Dead Funny. For those of you who don't know, I used to be solely just a console gamer. I was grown up on PlayStation, moved to Xbox, didn't turn back. I like handheld systems, you know, depending on what they are. I fucking love my Switch. But when we look at the computer aspect, I was never one of those people that's like, I'm never going to game on the computer. I've tried it a couple times on laptops, didn't really care for it, but I never had the power of like an actual desktop. Like, there's a difference there. Like, to me, it was cooler to have a laptop because it was mobile. You can take it with you where you want to go. You weren't, you know, stuck to a specific spot, anything like that. That's why I wanted the laptop. What I didn't realize is like how strong desktops are and how much they change. Mm-hmm. How fun it is to actually be on a computer. I fucking love it. Yeah. Even when I'm not gaming, even if I'm just fucking streaming or fucking around my Discord or my Twitch, I fucking love my computer. So with getting the computer for Dead Funny, one of the big moments or one of the big motivators of doing that was the fact that I was like, I want to do a YouTube channel and I want to do it right, and I can't do that on some laptop that's going to shit out on me. I have to actually put money into this in order for us to, you know, even be able to be anything. Mm-hmm. And there was no way I was going to be able to edit and shit like that. So that's what the driving force was in getting my computer, for the viewers at home who don't actually know this story. And I don't think I've ever talked about this before.
I don't think you have.
So now that I've had it long enough, and I know that it works well, and I've had zero fucking issues, I'm more than happy to say the name of the company I got it from, just in case those of you out there looking to possibly getting a PC as well. Zydex is the company that I went through. One of the things that I could say that I like the most about them is that they do offer lifetime warranties on all their desktops, which is pretty awesome. Not their laptops, but their desktops, which means like at any point I want to upgrade something, I can send my computer in. I have to pay for shipping, obviously. But if I go to swap something out, they'll take that piece out of my computer and credit that full price towards whatever I'm swapping it out for, and I just pay the difference.
That's fantastic.
They put it in, send it back to me. Boom, done. It's pretty awesome. Now, to be fair, my computer's heavy as shit, so I probably pay a shit ton of shipping. That's for fucking sure.
You're probably paying a shit ton in shipping.
Yeah, for sure. But that was one of the cool things is that that's kind of like a promo they always have going on. Whenever you buy your computer, it's free shipping. So I didn't pay for shipping the first time. I just paid for my fucking computer. You get to completely
great.
customize it the way you want to. They have online help. The moment it's definitely one of those websites where a chat box pops up as soon as you get in there, and they'll call
What
you.
do you need?
And that's something else that I want to speak on was, whenever building the computer, I picked out all my parts, but some of the parts I picked out weren't really necessary for what I wanted and what I was going to be doing, and I didn't know that because I was new to computers. And instead of being a sales rep that could easily just talk me into more fucking money, the dude was like, unless you plan on throwing like 2 GPUs in, like I wanted, for instance, liquid cooling. I thought that shit looks cool as fuck. I wanted liquid cooling really bad. And he's like, unless you're going to get 2 GPUs, which you don't have 2 in here, there's literally no reason for you to have liquid cooling. You would literally never need to use it. It's just not necessary. And going from liquid cooling to the fan that I have was easily a good like $8,000-$9,000 difference. Easily.
Yeah, it kept you from making a stupid mistake.
Yeah, easily. And I love my fan that I got. He got me the B-Rock Quiet fan, and I mean, I literally never hear my computer. I turn my computer, I never hear my computer. It's fucking silent, and I love it. It's fucking great. And that's just really, really fucking cool. Really, really nice. They were really honest guys. And one of the other fun parts that I like is that they build your computer and then they take pictures at each step and upload it to your profile. So you can get on, it's like once a week you can get on and you'll see another picture uploaded saying, this is where your computer is at in the stage. Like, we've finished building the case. Now all the guts are inside the computer. Now we're turning it on and stress testing it, making sure everything works well. Now your computer's packaged and ready to go type deal. Like, it literally looks like one of those takeout bar or those delivery bars where it's like the driver is in route type deal. Yeah, it was really, really cool. And it showed up and everything was fine, completely good to go. The boxes were fantastic that they sent them in. A lot of fucking protection on the inside and out. All I did was open everything up, set it up the way I want to, open the actual fucking computer itself, take the styrofoam out so that way none of the pieces moved while it was being in transit, turned it on, worked just like a charm. Done. Easy. Simple. Jeez. Good to go. So, once again, like I said, Xidax company I went through. So, if you're looking for a desktop, I strongly recommend them. They're pretty fucking sweet. Other than that, there always is the option that, Kelsey went. If you have somebody in your life that's really good at building computers and knows what they're doing, or you want to do it, I don't really suggest doing it yourself if you don't know what you're doing. Solely for the fact that if you do fucking up something, some of those parts can be pretty fucking expensive. And I do understand. You can waste a
lot of money.
I do understand there are YouTube videos out there for how to fucking everything, but there are some things that it might be smarter to have somebody in person show you the first time, and then you can take that risk the second time. That's the way I look at it, but hey, teach is your own, If you want to take that risk, go for it.
The only issue is Scott would have helped you if you just told him what you were doing.
Oh, for sure.
You could have saved a lot of money. I can't tell you how many friends have been like, Kelsey, I need to steal Scott for an afternoon. I'm going to send him back with a beer for him and a beer for you. And I'm like, all right, great. Steal my husband.
Right. And I have zero issues with possibly ever using Scott for that. But once again, my biggest driving force was the lifetime warranty. It's like, you have a cat. Yes. Cool. Your cat jumps up, knocks your monitor down. You buy that monitor for us. Send it back to us. We'll send you a brand new one out. Boom. Done. Lifetime warranty on every part on my computer that came from them. Done. They're like, until you die, like, this warranty works. Until you die or the company goes out of business, this warranty works. And they are getting more and more popular, so I don't see that happening anytime soon. But yeah, no, like I said, if you got somebody in your life that knows how to build it, definitely. I know Scott games a lot, and I saw his rig whenever I was down there, and you've shown me pictures of yours. So yeah, if it ever got to the point where like I fucking didn't want to go through Xidax anymore and I wanted to build a rig, Scott would definitely be at the top of my list of people to call. Be like, yo, what are we gonna do to get you up to Wisconsin for a couple days? Get you over here for a weekend. But yeah, no.
Promise him beer and a good time, and he'll show up.
Sweet. But yeah, no, it's one of those things we're picking out the parts. I agree with you on that. That was just fun in itself. Being online and doing the whole virtual shopping, because you literally build the computer online and it shows you what it looks like every step of the way. And then like once you're done, it's like, oh, okay, this is so cool. And like I said, you can have somebody on the phone with you that's doing it, or you can be talking to them in chat and say like, hey, I want to get this. Is this fucking worth it? Da 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 da. But luckily for me, I knew a lot of the shit that I wanted going into it. There's just some of the shit that I wanted that they're like, bro, you don't need that. Like,
don't waste your money.
Yeah. With what you're running, you don't need that. So. But what was cool is I bought me like an extra large case, so that way on the slight chance that I do want to modify something like that, I don't have to buy me a new case. I bought the biggest case they had. So I can get extra GPUs thrown in there. I can get liquid cooling thrown in there. I can get more memory thrown in there. Like I have all that option without having to upsize, which is fucking pretty sweet. So
yeah, there's a lot of advantage there.
yep. And they don't sell my case anymore. So I'm like, yeah. That's awesome.
I did the red thing.
I love my case. It's fucking sick. Glass all the way around. It's fucking sick. I love my case. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, baby. Kelsey's seen it. She can vouch. It's beautiful.
Can vouch. It's quite nice. Not as pretty as mine, but that's okay.
Yeah, we would mine and Kelsey's computers in the same room would definitely look like they don't like each other and they don't belong. Mine is as black and like the only thing that I think we even collab on is the fact that we've got glass for see-through aspect, so you can see inside the computers. Other than that, hers is like white and pink and all this other shit.
No, mine is white, and then there's RGB all up inside of it. Just about everything glows.
The picture I have definitely shows pink, but yeah, you definitely have the RGB. Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, and like so it's constantly just glowing different colors next to me, and it's freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, I usually just keep mine on blue. I don't know why, but sometimes I'll change it to green. It depends. I used to have this green neon sign in my room, and now they have this really badass blue Final Fantasy neon sign I want to get and put in my room, and then that way it will just glow with my blue keyboard, my blue mouse, my blue computer, all of it blue, and it will look nice. And blue's not even my favorite color, but it just looks really, really nice. I like the blue that this computer gives out. Oh, I remember why. Because my fans. That's the one complaint I think I have with my computer, actually. My fucking fans. So I got my B-Rock Quiet fan, which keeps everything cool. But my computer also comes with 4 extra fans just to help cool shit down because of how big the case is. The fans have their own little light rings, and they're fucking blue, and you can't change that color.
Yep.
So if I change my color to green, it still keeps my shit, and I'm changing my color right now like you guys can fucking see it. But the rings on my fans are still blue, and that's annoying. But oh well. Like, it doesn't bother me that much. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think that's the reason why I normally just keep it blue and just like, fuck it. Let's blue all the way around. It is what it is. But yeah, I've got all the different modes and shit too, which is pretty sweet. Yeah. Enough of us geeking out about our fucking computers, I guess. Jesus. Over here fucking,
we like them.
I can't help it. I fucking love my computer. It's so fucking nice. But yeah, that's why I got my computer was for Dead Funny, and I know that was also another big contributor on why Kelsey ended up getting her desktop as well, besides, you know, just our normal wanting to game and be able to have a PC that can handle it. But, you know, I mean, we mean it a lot whenever we say, you know, we really enjoy doing this, you know, for all you viewers and stuff like that. And, I mean, we've invested some money into it to continue to keep going. So,
yeah.
Whenever you hear us talk about our computers, there's a lot of pride that goes in there. But, I mean, we had motives as far as making this channel better.
That was the whole goal.
Yeah.
For both of us.
For sure was. It just so happens that our computer's so badass they can do multiple things. So, it's not funny. But it helps. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this podcast up here. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you like and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so that way you can get notified every time we upload another video. Hit us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on some of the topics that we discussed and whether you're, you know, pro-divorce or anti-divorce for the Chris and Kelsey.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to stick it out and stay together.
And see what happens. But other than that, we also have the social links down there. People have some Twitters, and we also have the Twitch links down there as well, so you can come and watch them play some games. But at the end of all this, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We will see you next time.